The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Chen Wei stood before the assembled representatives of 47 star systems. The holographic projectors flickered, displaying the scorched remains of the new Guangjo colony. 12,000 human souls reduced to vapor in what the Corfax Empire called a proportional response. The rules of engagement were clear. Liet Vexter's translator chirped, his chitinous face betraying no emotion. Your colony violated the neutral zone by 0.3 astronomical units. We eliminated the transgression. This is how civilized species conduct warfare. Chen's hands trembled, but not from fear. Around her neck hung a small jade pendant. Her daughter had recovered it from the ash. She had been 7 years old. Civilized? Chen repeated, the word bitter on her tongue. You filed the proper declaration, waited the mandatory 72 hours, targeted only the offending installation. By council law, your actions were impeccable. The Theran ambassador, a being of pure energy contained within a crystalline matrix, pulsed with approval. Then we are in agreement. The matter is resolved through proper channels. No. Chen's voice cut through the chamber like a fusion torch through hull plating. The matter is not resolved. For 300 years, humanity has played by your rules. We fought your civilized wars where fleets meet at predetermined coordinates, where civilian casualties are calculated to the 4th decimal point, where surrender is accepted with proper documentation and notarized treaties. She activated her own holographic display. Star maps bloomed into existence, each red marker representing a human loss in the galaxy's endless territorial disputes. 68 conflicts, 41 colonies lost, 2,700,000 human lives extinguished, always within the acceptable parameters of your civilized warfare. Chen's eyes swept across the assembled aliens. My people have been good students. We learned your protocols, your honor codes, your sophisticated methods of killing. The Corfax Liet shifted uncomfortably. Ambassador, emotion is not productive at New Guangzhou, Chan interrupted, her voice dropping to a whisper that somehow filled the vast chamber. You taught us the final lesson. That civilization, as you define it, is a luxury afforded only to species who've never truly faced extinction. She pulled up archived footage from Earth's own history, grainy images of a planet that had nearly destroyed itself before reaching the stars. Cities reduced to rubble, oceans boiling from nuclear fire, trenches filled with the dead of wars where no rules applied, where survival was the only law. We tried to leave that behind, Chen continued. We thought we'd evolved past it, but you've shown us that the universe doesn't reward civilized behavior. It merely tolerates it until someone decides the cost-benefit analysis favors violence. The Therarian ambassador dimmed slightly. You cannot be suggesting. I'm not suggesting anything. Chen's smile was cold. I'm informing you. The human government has withdrawn from all Galactic Council military accords. Effective immediately, we will no longer participate in civilized warfare. Chaos erupted. 17 different translator systems struggled to keep pace with the overlapping objections. The Corfax Liet rose to his full 3-meter height. This is madness. You would abandon millennia of galactic tradition. Warfare without rules is barbarism. Yes, Chen agreed simply. It is. But here's what you never understood about humanity, Liet. We aren't afraid of barbarism. We invented it. We perfected it. We waded through oceans of our own blood to learn every possible way to kill each other. And we only stopped because we chose to, not because we couldn't anymore. She advanced her display to show orbital scans of Earth's moon, where massive construction yards had been operating in secret for 15 years. Hundreds of ships, unlike anything in the Council's databases, bristled with weapons that violated a dozen conventions. No more fleet engagements at mutually agreed coordinates, Chen listed. No more proportional responses calculated by AI mediators. No more 72-hour warnings. No more civilian casualty quotas. The Therian pulsed red, their species' expression of alarm. You would target non-combatants. We would target anyone who threatens humanity, Chen corrected. Just as you did to my daughter and 12,000 others. The difference is we won't pretend it's civilized. We won't file the paperwork. We won't wait for approval. Liet Vexter's mandibles clicked rapidly, a sign of genuine fear. His species had fought wars for 6,000 years. Always with honor, always with rules. The concept of an enemy who refused to play by any code was alien to them. The Council will embargo you, blockade your systems. You cannot survive isolation. We survived isolation for our entire history until first contact, Chen replied. We'll adapt. What you need to ask yourself, Liet, is whether the Corfax Empire can survive what comes next if you ever target another human colony. She deactivated the hologram and turned to leave, then paused at the chamber's exit. There's an old human saying, "Don't mistake restraint for inability. For 3 centuries you've seen our restraint. You mistook it for weakness, for civilization, for evolution." Her jade pendant caught the light as she looked back one final time. Now you'll see what we evolved from, and you'll understand why we tried so hard to leave it behind. The chamber doors sealed behind her with a finality that echoed through the gallery. In the silence that followed, the assembled species began to truly comprehend what humanity had been before they reached the stars and what they had just chosen to become again. The age of civilized warfare, at least where humans were concerned, was over. The Corfax Empire would discover the implications 6 weeks later, when their military command center ceased to exist between one heartbeat and the next. No warning, no declaration, no witnesses, just absence where power had once resided. The message was clear. Humanity had returned to the old ways, and the galaxy would learn to miss civilization.